Hello, YouTubers out there. Welcome to another edition of Broadcast Rock. On this episode, we're going to be talking about the band Pistols at Dawn with their new album, Ascension. Is it any good? We're about to find out. So yes, right off the bat, I'm sure you can be like, wow, that sounds like early 2000s, late 90s rock. And yes, it does. And I'm happy to say it does, because that's my favorite era of rock music, that radio rock, early 2000s, late 90s, because that's what I grew up on, and I love that type of rock. I really do, and I love it when bands sound like that. I can't get enough of it. So I'm glad some bands are bringing it back. And Pistols at Dawn definitely brought it back with this album. It starts off with Under the Surface, and that sounds like 3 Days Grace. And that's not a bad thing. It's a really, really good thing to say, because 3 Days Grace was one of my favorite bands with Adam on vocals. And this is what it sounds like when Adam was on vocals. In my opinion, that's what it sounds like. And then the next song is Fly, and that happens to be my favorite song off the album. And it's a very catchy chorus, and it's definitely a standout track. Standout track. And Keep Me Guessing is about a bad relationship, and it's nice and angry, and it goes into For Another, and it's got a catchy song as he screams, I'll do it for you. But he screams it in a very nice, melodic, raspy way, which almost reminds me, I don't know if anyone out there knows who Blue October is, but it kind of reminds me of Blue October, how he screams out, I'll do it for you. It's a very raspy but clean raspy voice. I love it. And then it goes into The Truth, which is a great radio song. It's got earworm hooks and everything. This is the song that I think they should play for the radio. I think it could get a lot of airways on the radio. I think it should be. It's got that late 90s, early 2000s vibe to it that I think the radio stations would eat up. My personal opinion, this is the perfect radio song. And then the Gravity has a Tool, almost like bass intro. It's really, really good bass wise. I hate comparing it to Tool, but I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when I heard the bass. I was like, that kind of sounds like Tool. And I hope that's what they were going for, because they definitely did it in a good way. It also happens to be my least favorite song on the album, which is weird, because you say something sounds like Tool, and then you're like, that's my least favorite song on the album. It's very jarring to me to say that, because Tool is Tool, and anything that sounds like Tool, normally I gobble up. And then the next song, Get Away, picks up the pace again, which the song prior to that was kind of a slower one, but Get Away picks up the pace, and it's another solid bouncy song. And then the last song, The Dictator, is probably the heaviest on the album. If you're into the radio rock sounds, which I'm not saying it to take away from any band or anything. I know some people look at that and is like, no, I don't like radio rock. Ew. I like radio rock. I like Breaking Benjamin, Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, Alter Bridge, all those bands, and much more, especially the early 2000s, late 90s radio rock, which this band particularly reminds me of. And the lead singer's voice, Chris Hodges, sounds really good for this type of band. I think that they were definitely going for a more radio-friendly rock vibe, and they nailed it on the head if that's what they were going for. Um, so yeah, I'm going to be giving this album an 8.6 out of 10. Comment below if you like radio rock and what your favorite radio rock bands are. And let me know if you don't like that type of music and why you don't. It should be interesting comments. And until next time, hit the like and subscribe button and rock on.